How's it going? You ready to review for the test? I know I am, but I'm not taking the test. So anyway, um, just going to do a quick review. We went over a lot of stuff together in class today, a lot of good sample questions for you. So I'm not really going to go over many of those. Like I said, you pretty much saw the types of questions that will be on the test. So just real quick, take you through one more time the chart type of stuff. So let's get started. We'll talk about the building blocks. Remember, building blocks and monomers is pretty much the same word. Okay, building blocks and monomers. So the building blocks of, let's go with proteins. Okay, what are the building blocks of proteins? Amino acids. Okay, so amino acids are the building blocks or the monomers of a protein. Okay, what are some examples of proteins then? Well, remember, hormones. Enzymes is the big one. Okay, enzymes are a type of protein. Don't forget about that. What else? There's hormones in our immune system. Or I'm sorry, there's proteins in our immune system that help fight off infection. So remember, proteins are the ones that are kind of the jack of all trades. They do all kinds of stuff. Okay. Let's go with monomers of carbohydrates. So what are the building blocks of a carbohydrate? Monosaccharides. Remember those simple sugars, okay? Single sugars, simple sugars, monosaccharides, all of those would kind of mean the same thing and would be the building blocks of carbohydrates. Speaking a little bit more about carbohydrates, remember the function, carbohydrates are quick energy source. So anytime you need a quick energy source. I told some people today, think of it like you eat a candy bar. You know, the sugar in the candy bar and you immediately feel energized and hyper. That's that quick energy source, sugar, carbohydrates, okay, all linked together. If you take two monosaccharides, okay, and join them together, you get you did it in the packet couple times, a disaccharide. If you put, multiple, three or more monosaccharides together, then that would be a polysaccharide. Okay, so that's important to remember too. Moving on, so we did proteins, carbohydrates. Let's talk about lipids. So what are the building blocks of a lipid? The main one, remember this is the one that actually had two. So the main one is a fatty acid. Okay, a fatty acid. And the fatty acid attaches to a glycerol. So that's the second kind of building block. Okay, so if this is the glycerol, kind of the backbone, the fatty acid is kind of attached there, or like that, okay, and make that E shape or E shape down even, okay. So that's the fatty acids in the glycerol. Main function of a lipid is going to be storage of energy. They release energy real slow. They store energy real well. Think about like a bear hibernating, and it eats a bunch of food to collect a lot of fat before it starts hibernating, so that while it's hibernating, those fat stores can be used to release energy so the bear stays alive. Okay. Last one then, nucleic acids. What's the building block of a nucleic acid? This is the easy one because it sounds like it. Nucleic, nucleotide. So nucleotides are the building blocks of nucleic acids. Remember, examples of nucleic acids are going to be DNA and RNA. Okay, and what do? The main job is they hold our genetic information. They hold our genetic information so that all the traits that we have, my brown hair, how tall I am, all of that stuff is housed, the instructions for all that stuff is housed in our DNA. Okay? Let's talk about enzymes a little bit real quick. That was a big thing. There's a lot of enzyme questions, as you saw today, as we were going over some sample questions. Enzymes, remember, they're a type of protein that help to speed up chemical reactions. So there's all these all these chemical reactions going on in living things, and without enzymes, they would go too slow and the living thing wouldn't stay alive. But an enzyme speeds up the reaction so that the reaction takes place. How does it speed up the reaction? Well, remember, there's something called activation energy. All chemical reactions need this activation energy to get the reaction started. And what enzymes do is they lower the activation energy needed to get the reaction started. So in turn, because the reaction takes less energy, it goes faster. Okay. Remember with the graph questions, if there's a graph question about an enzyme, it's probably more about the graph, so make sure you look at the graph closely, than it is about the enzyme. Really, that's about it, guys. I wanted to make it quick. I know it's kind of late. If you have any questions, I should be around in the morning. I should be around also at well, lunch will be too late for some of you, but anyway, I'll be around in the morning, or just message me tonight. I'll probably be up a little bit late, so if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I think y'all are going to do great. Have confidence. Make it simple. Think about what the question's asking, and go from there. Remember what we've talked about in class. Remember all the stuff on your chart. You'll do good. See y'all tomorrow. Have a great night.